what's up, YouTube family? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Mocha Baby. If you have never seen this face, if this is your first time hearing this voice, welcome. My name is Mocha Baby and welcome to my channel. Let me just introduce myself to you. I do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I do a little bit of everything, whether it's fashion reviews, television reviews, music reviews, blend jet recipes, perfume hauls, lipstick hauls, real talks, spiritual talks, gadget reviews. You name it, it's a good chance that I do it right here on this channel. Now, for those of you who have been subbed to me for a little while now, y'all already know how we get it done on this channel. We're all just one big happy lit family, and the Mocha Latte gang already knows that this is where the magic lives, because I know that you are more than one facet. I know that you are multi-dimensional. So why give you just one when I can give them all to you? Now, doesn't that make sense? Since I have said all of that, we are going to get ready and just dive straight into it. Now, this video is going to be a reaction, a recap, and a review of One More Chance Season 2, Episode 5 and 6. And much like the rest of the show, by now you know pretty much with this show that one episode pretty much piggybacks off of what happened in the previous episode. There's no new storylines or new plot or anything. It just keeps right on going. So, where we last left off, we're starting with episode 5. We're diving right into it. Yodeler and Shine have their fight in the ring. Things get a little bit messy and Shine runs out of the ring. Skittles does not like the outcome of this battle, and she decides to take matters into her own hands and decides to tat it up on Shine. She's like, yo, I don't like this bitch. She decided she was going to try to sneak Yodeler when Yodeler was down at the time, and then run out of the ring. So you know what? I got to get you for that, boo. And that's just what she did. Now, my opinion. Shine, baby. Shine, sweetheart. I like you. I do. But, baby girl, why? Why you jumped in that? Because that didn't have nothing to do with you. That was a Shine and Yodeler fight. Not a Shine, Yodeler, and Skittles fight. It didn't have shit to do with you. So why did you get in it? I just want to know why. Did you want some camera time? I see you. Now moving on from that, we get the next battle, which is Bombshell and Brown Sugar. Now it looks pretty much evenly matched to me, but your girl Bombshell does edge out just a little bit ahead of Brown Sugar, and they twerk it out after the match, and then we get our next match, which is Bad and Bougie versus Skittles. Now this match is a bit interesting because we already believe that Skittles has this in the bag. You know, she's from Harlem, you know, Harlem World. She a thug. It's going down, right? Bad and Bougie, she bougie. She can't fight, right? Wrong. Bad and Bougie ends up taking this one to everybody's surprise, but Skittles says that she could not see, but she did not say anything until the end of the match. She kind of just was swinging around really wild and not really let anyone know anything until it was too late. So, moving on, our next fight is Dottie and Slams. Now this fight is another interesting one because if you guys remember way back to the opening episode of season 2, these two ladies have a bit of beef. Yes, they got into it in one of those rooms. I can't remember why, but they did get into it, and it's time to leave it all in the ring. It's time to leave it in the ring's floor, right? So your girl Slim has a little bit to prove. You know, she's small in stature. Nobody expects this little girl to know how to fight. Nobody expects her to win, right? So she gets in the ring and she does just that. She proves her point. She whoops Dottie's ass, and then they hug it out. Moving along, we get Soldier Girl and Smiles. Now, they are the last match of the evening. And, you know, Smiles already lets it be known that, you know, I'm not really much of a fighter. Your girl, Soldier Girl, says, you know, I don't fight, I shoot. And so we begin the fight. Soldier does pull out ahead of Smiles, and she does not have a smile anymore. So, you know, after this match, they end this scene, and then it's time for elimination. Now, elimination is a bit interesting this time around because the two ladies that got eliminated was, for one, it was Grand Tee, and we finna get into why I think that she was let go. If you remember, I was just talking about the fights, and one in particular, Dottie versus Slim, and I talked about how Slim beat Dottie's ass, right? Well, there was a certain times at certain points that it looked like maybe Slim whooped her ass a little too much, and she looked as if she was just hurt just a little bit. And you know, Grand Tee, being that was her baby, she went feeling that. She was talking about get her off of her. You know, do I need to come pull her off of her myself? And all of that. And you know, being a mama, being a protective mama bear, I get it. Because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, a TV show, a competition, damn all that. Damn a competition, damn a TV show, that's my child. And, you know, niggas is a dime a dozen. They come, they go. You know, this one leave, the next 15 minutes, another nigga coming. But your child is your child forever. So I'm definitely gonna, you know, see what's going on with my child, because y'all, it was no regulating going on. Y'all need to regulate, and y'all did not do that. So she was going to regulate for you. Okay? Okay. So if that was the reason why you were sent me home, baby, okay. See ya. And then the next person to get eliminated was Dani Dashian. Now, I do believe he wanted to keep her, but when he asked her, you know, why should I keep you? Baby girl ain't had much to say. She was giving these little short, cut and dry 1 to 2 word answers, and it's just like, what we gonna do with this? Baby girl, what he gonna do with that? He need a little bit more. I mean, she wasn't stringing no words together. She wasn't making them sound all intricate and fly with no, you know, I'm here for you. I want to get to know you, daddy. I think we will make a beautiful couple. So on and so forth. It was none of that. So he sent her a packing. Bye, Dani. And we're finna get ready to dive right into episode 6. It picks up exactly where episode 5 left off. And we have Yodeler and Skittles talking about everything that's just transpired. They're talking about the fight between Skittles and Bad and Bougie. They're talking about Dani Dashian being sent home, saying much of what I just said, that they believe that he wanted to keep her, but since baby girl ain't have no voice, you had to go. And during this conversation, we get Bad and Bougie and her sidekick Smiles. They come walking up, you know, and Bad and Bougie decides, you know what, I don't like what these heifers are talking about. I don't like what these bitches are saying. So you know what? I'm going to see what the problem is, because I got a solution. And that's what she proceeds to do. Yodeler and Bad and Bougie, they start kiki, rah, 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 back and forth, you know, a couple minutes. Nobody lays hands on nobody, and then they go inside. They fight a little bit more, but nobody ever really lays any hands on anybody. It's just a whole lot of rah, 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 back and forth. And then we move right along to the next scene. We have the sisters outside having a conversation about how Biggie is being accused of eating D, of sucking D, of slobbing D, of knobbing D's. They're just doing a whole bunch of things to D's. And she says, well, maybe I should do some of these things to D's, because then, you know, at least I would have been undid it, since everybody wants to accuse me of doing said A, B, C, and D. And during this conversation, you get Roliana and Wop Wop strolling through the courtyard for their morning blunts and all this. And they decide that they're gonna, you know, call the sisters hot twat and start some beef, I guess, or keep the beef going, whichever way you want to put it. And they exchange back and forth, you know, rah rah rah, rah rah rah, horror Babylon, and then they eventually disperse after all sorts of intricate ways of calling each other hoes. And then we get the next thing. We get the brothers in the kitchen talking about how the ladies ain't showed chance in love. So Mike, being the dope brother that he is, he said, you know what? I got an idea for you. And he comes up with the seduction challenge. Now, the seduction challenge is the girls will have 60 seconds to seduce Chance. He rounds up the girls and tells them to get ready so they can start their next challenge. Now, after this, we get the Zeus typical body shot. Y'all know how they do by now. Did it give what it was supposed to give? A little bit. I say a little bit. It was better than the last one to me. And then we get the challenge started. Chance is in the bed, in the room, set to move. The rose is on the bed. He got the hookah, and there's grapes on the bed as well. He tells his brother to send in the sexy ladies first, or the sexiest ladies first, especially since, you know, he's already said certain ones in which he did want to see. So, Mike sends in Rolly. Now, you guys, I'm not going to talk about each and every one, but I am going to highlight what I thought was worth highlighting, because some of it was rather cringy. But Rolly comes in first, and you know how Rolly is, y'all. Rolly does what Rolly does best. She comes in and she pounces right on your boy Chance, hops on top of him, and he goes into talking about how he can't breathe and telling her to slow down, to ease up, and then she gets off of him. Now, pause the scene right there. My opinion. Now, Rolly, you're one of my favorites in the house this season. I like you. I do. But I just got one problem. One problem. And I mention this all the time. It's just one problem. I just want to know if this man, every time you come near him, he go to talking about slow down. He go to talking about ease up. Every time you get on this man in any way, shape, or form, he say you cracking his ribs. You making him hurt. Then why do you keep on doing it? I just want to know why. Because if this man is telling you breaking his bones every time you jump on him, then maybe you need to stop. Just maybe. Because it makes you look like a joke to me. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that sees this and feels this way, because it's like every time Rolly comes, it's like this man is running away from her. Every time she's like this, he going back the other direction. So it's like, this man's running from you, baby. Just stop. If he's not into it like that, then don't do it. Because, baby, it's a lot of men that love them a BBW. They love that sweet, that nasty, that gushy stuff. You ain't got to do all that, baby, at all. I don't care how big a check is. Bump that check. It ain't worth all that. Especially when, it's some other BBWs in the house as well. And, their weight is not a joke like hers is. I don't know, is it because they have lighter skin? I don't know if it's because, they're a little more put together. I don't know if it's because, their weight sits just a tad bit differently. I don't really know. But I know that they aren't the joke and she is. So it's something wrong with that whole X plus Y equals C. It's definitely not computing, baby. Please make it make sense. Then, the girls start coming in, moving away from that. And, we begin to see Chance's type because he definitely have one. Light skin, mixed girls, big booties, nice bodies, all the things that are aesthetically pleasing to Chance. You have Shine, which I do think that they're trying to make her be the knockoff discount version of Yummy, maybe. Now, they don't really look alike at all, but I will say that they do have that same type of energy. They give that same type of vibe and have those same type of personality characteristics. But I do think that Yummy had her game just a little bit tighter than Shine has hers. But, she's a pretty girl. She's silly. She's funny. She looks like a good time. So, we definitely know that she's one of his favorites. So, moving along, Smiles comes in, beautiful girl. She goes in, makeup free, shows him what he'll wake up to every morning. And I think she did very well. Bad and Bougie comes in. I think she did, probably to me, she did the best. Because she came in, she wanted him to keep his hands, above, at waist level. Now, he didn't do it because, his Chance. But, she did very well. She teased him. She, left him on a little bit more. And I thought that's kind of what seduction is. You don't give it to him all at one time. You kind of entice him. You tease him. And then you leave him wanting more. That's kind of what I thought seduction was. And not what the next two ladies did, Dottie and Wop, which it went from an episode of a reality television show until a OnlyFans pay $6.99, $7.99, and you get to see this type of situation. A little bit cheesy, a little bit cringy. Yeah. And Dottie, you were so surprising because girl, I didn't know you had that in you, girl. That was surprising. Then Soldier Girl came in. She didn't have to do much. She was one of the ones that really didn't have to do anything but show up and shake. And his hands were all over her. Then, Brown Sugar came in. And he saw some kind of bump, somewhere near around the rim. And that kind of just turned him off. A girl's period was on. He hopped on Rolly and, rolled her into the sunset, which is actually some type of dance. It kind of reminds me of like some type of Jamaican type of dance type thing, but I do think it's like a Bay Area type of thing. And we wrap up the challenge. And then it's time for elimination. There are a couple girls that go home. But before anyone is eliminated, Wop, it's announced that Wop had to go because she had an emergency with her child. Now, it's not said whether or not she comes back. Is she gone for good? It's kind of blurry. They make it unclear. So it'll be interesting to see, does she come back in a future episode? Or maybe even the next one that's going to come on this coming Sunday. It'll be interesting to see. But he did have a hat for her. Now, let's see who's on the chopping block in this episode. First girl that gets her head chopped off in this game is Bombshell. Why? Going back to what I said, the things that are aesthetically pleasing to Chance, Bombshell doesn't have one of those things, and that is that thing in the back. That junk in the trunk. That ass that you can sit a cup on. She does not have that. Pretty girl, nice titties, but no ass. Her back is literally like this. Plank. Flapjack. Pancake. Flatback. Which I'll never forget because that's what he wanted to call her. But before they settled on Bombshell. So he did get rid of her. Although, I kind of like, well, little booties matter too, right? Because, you're very fond of Soldier Girl. Soldier Girl ain't got no booty. And neither does Yola. She ain't got no booty either. And then there's one more girl that goes home. And it is Brown Sugar. He just can't get over that bump that he saw. It looked a little suspect to him. And then, we get down to the girls at the bottom. And Smalls is one of them. And, he was about to send her home because he thought that it was her that had slept with his security guard. But it comes out that it was not her, but it was her sister Biggie instead. Now, y'all, it gets a little bit saucy. It gets a little bit spicy from here. It's going to be very interesting to watch these sisters turn on each other. But with a sister like that, who needs an enemy, right? So, Chance then says that, it was Biggie that he should have got rid of. But, she still has her hat. And he didn't call her down and take her hat and tell her to go on, send her packing. So we know that she's not going anywhere. Because logically, that would have been the thing to do, right? Yeah. But that's not what happened at all, is it? So we know that there is no logic to this show at all. There's no logic whatsoever. There's no critical thinking. It's none of that. So, yeah. So, I do say that it was very entertaining to watch that scene unfold. It's very, he was telling, Yola, she needs to step it up because she feels like, he feels like she's one of the homies, basically. So, it'll be interesting to watch that as well. And to watch these sisters turn on each other for a man. A sister like that. I wouldn't want an enemy. But that's where this episode ends. And that's where we're going to end this episode of my reaction. So, if you made it to this point, thank you so much. And if you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that box somewhere right here, somewhere over here, or maybe even somewhere over there, depending on what device you're watching me on. Then I want you to like this video and leave me a comment, if there's any other shows you want me to react to, recap to, what have you. Go ahead and leave those down below, and I will definitely check those out. Go ahead and ring that bell so you can be notified every time I post. Because, baby, we got some heat coming. We just going to keep the heat coming. Okay, it's fall, but, baby, it's going to be like the summer on this channel. There's so much heat coming at you. All right. Last but not least, I want you to stay blessed. I want you to stay fly. And may angels be encamped around and about you. Until next time. Later, Mocha Gang. Mocha Lattes.